was never supposed to happen in a small town like Ravenshade. The village was quiet, surrounded by whispering pine trees and fog that clung low to the ground like a blanket of forgotten souls. People there kept their heads down, rarely spoke of the strange occurrences, and avoided the woods after dusk. I had always heard the rumors, the kinds of stories that old men mumbled at the tavern and children dared each other to repeat in hushed voices, but I never believed them. Not until I experienced it myself. My name is Elena, and I was 24 when I first stepped into Ravenshade with nothing but a suitcase and the key to my grandmother's house. She had died mysteriously just weeks before, and as her only living relative, the property had been passed to me. I had never met her. She was estranged from my mother long before I was born. Yet when I opened the door to her house, the air seemed thick, as if it were alive, pulsing with something unseen. The house itself stood crooked at the edge of the forest. Its windows stared blankly into the dark woods, and the front door creaked like it hadn't been opened in years. The scent of mildew mixed with something more metallic, something like dried blood. My skin prickled, but I ignored it, telling myself it was only the smell of old wood and dust. The first few nights were uneventful. I spent my time cleaning, unpacking, and reading some of the old books my grandmother left behind. Many of them weren't ordinary novels, but strange collections of rituals, demonology, and forbidden prayers. One night, while flipping through a particularly heavy leather-bound volume, I found her notes scribbled in the margins. Phrases like, "Never speak its name aloud," and "The forest hides the truth," filled the pages. I should have put it away, but curiosity always had a dangerous grip on me. By the fourth night, I began hearing the whispers. At first, they were faint, like the rustle of leaves outside, but then they grew sharper, curling into actual words I couldn't understand. Sometimes I would wake in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, with the whispers buzzing around my bed like flies. I thought I was losing my mind. One evening, the whispers drew me outside. I followed them through the yard and into the woods, carrying only a lantern. The deeper I went, the colder the air became. The fog seemed to thicken, and the shadows moved strangely, as if they had lives of their own. Then, I saw it. A circle of stones hidden deep among the trees, each marked with strange symbols that pulsed faintly red in the lantern's glow. In the center of the circle lay a book. It was not one of my grandmother's, but something much older. Its cover was made of cracked leather, and as I bent down to touch it, the air shifted violently, almost knocking me off my feet. The whispers grew louder, clearer. They called my name. Elena. I dropped the lantern. The flames sputtered, and for a moment, everything went black. When the light flickered back, I wasn't alone anymore. A figure stood at the edge of the circle, tall and distorted, its limbs unnaturally long, its face a blur of shadows. Its eyes glowed like burning coals, and when it smiled, the teeth were jagged, inhuman. "You've come," it hissed, though its mouth barely moved. I ran. I don't remember how I made it back to the house, only that the whispers followed me the entire way, crawling inside my ears, slithering into my mind. That night, I barely slept, and when I did, I dreamt of fire, blood, and screaming faces. The following days blurred together. I tried to convince myself it wasn't real, but the more I denied it, the stronger it grew. Objects in the house began to move on their own. The mirrors no longer reflected my image, but something darker, twisted, grinning at me when I wasn't smiling. I found scratches along the walls, deep claw marks that no human could have made. And then I found the letter, hidden in one of my grandmother's locked drawers. It was addressed to me, though she couldn't have known I would inherit the house. In it she wrote, "The demon is bound to our bloodline. It comes for the women, always the women. Do not seek it, do not speak to it, or it will take you as it took me. Burn the book. If you read it, you are lost." By then it was too late. The book from the woods had already found its way into the house. I swear I had left it behind, but there it was, lying on my grandmother's old desk. Its pages turned themselves, revealing grotesque drawings of sacrifices, rituals, and names written in blood. Against my will, my hands began to trace the symbols. My lips began to move, whispering the words I didn't understand. That's when the house came alive. The walls bled. The floor trembled. Every candle flickered with black flames. The whispers became screams, and the air was so heavy I thought my chest would collapse. The demon appeared again, this time inside the house, standing in the corner of my room. Its eyes locked onto mine, and for the first time, I couldn't look away. "You belong to me," it said. I tried to fight. I burned the book in the fireplace, but it wouldn't catch flame. I recited prayers, but the words dissolved into silence. My reflection taunted me. My voice no longer sounded like my own, and my dreams bled into reality until I no longer knew if I was awake. The demon demanded something, a pact. If I surrendered my soul, it promised me power, beauty, eternal life. But if I refused, it would torment me forever, slowly erasing who I was until only it remained. I wish I could say I was strong enough to resist, but I wasn't. One night, with trembling hands, I cut my palm and let the blood drip onto the pages. The book drank it greedily, glowing with an unholy light. The moment the last drop fell, I felt it. Something dark slid into me, filling every vein, every breath, every thought. I wasn't Elena anymore. My grandmother's warnings echoed too late. Ravenshade became my hunting ground, and the villagers began to vanish, one by one. They whispered of a pale woman in the woods, her eyes glowing like embers, her smile too wide to be human. They locked their doors at night, but locks could never keep me out. The demon hadn't lied. I was stronger, more beautiful, eternal. But I was no longer me. I was its vessel, its puppet, its queen of shadows. And as I stand here, writing these words, I can feel it still. The hunger, the fire, the endless whispers. If you ever hear them, don't follow. Don't read the book. Don't make the same mistake I did. Because once you invite it in, there is no escape.